Something very strange was going on in the bowels of London last night. This isn't a special effect for a film. After more than a century, steam is back pulling passengers on the Underground. Well, we're travelling first class, of course, and we've left the window open slightly so we can get all of those sounds and smells. It's a fantastic experience. This is what it must have been like for those first Victorian passengers who were apparently very impressed with how quiet and how clean it was. Sam Mullins, you're an historian. It was an instant hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, 40,000 people turned up on the first day, and a journey which should have taken 18 minutes from Paddington to Farringdon was taking 2.5 hours. Such was the press of people trying to get on the train. Huge innovation was putting it beneath the ground, and people were concerned at the time that the road would collapse in on them and the gases and vapours beneath the ground would choke them. But when the line opened in 1863, those fears proved to be unfounded, and it was a success from day one.
Her Majesty inspected the automatic controls of one of the line's 34 silver trains, then pressed the buttons which set the loco in motion. That's all the driver has to do.
150 years and so many stories, from the triumph of sheltering thousands during the Blitz to the tragedies of the King's Cross fire and the July the 7th terrorist attacks. Still, the Tube has an incredible safety record and now carries more people during the week than all of Britain's other trains put together. The earliest passengers were impressed with how good the ride was, but for the drivers it was a much dirtier, a much smokier, much more stressful experience. They've actually led us up onto the cab here. It's lovely, toasty and warm. There are other benefits too.
I don't think it'll ever be able to replicate the dirt and the smog and everything that would have been in these tunnels in normal service 150 years ago.
Would it have been a much worse experience for the driver than driving above ground, a lot dirtier?
Yeah, much worse. The early locomotives didn't have a cab for a start.
All aboard!
On its first day, the 3.5-mile trip from Paddington to Farringdon attracted 40,000 passengers. On the same day, 150 years later, 4 million people will travel by tube.